Hello, I'm Kasia Madeira and welcome to this BBC News Daily Ebola Bulletin, keeping you up to date with the latest developments on the outbreak in West Africa and beyond. Well, the outbreak has caused more than 4,000 deaths this year, according to the latest figures from the World Health Organization. Almost all of them in West Africa. Nigeria has seen 8 people die from the virus so far. The numbers then increased dramatically, with Guinea recording 778 deaths. Sierra Leone has confirmed 930 deaths. Now, the most severely affected country is Liberia, with 2,316 people dying from Ebola. And that's where we start, with a film by Voice of America on the specialist teams risking their lives every day to recover bodies. A warning: it contains some images that you may find distressing.
A woman died. Her brother is heartbroken. A local burial team is getting ready to remove the body from the village in the Robertsfield community near Liberia's international airport. Removing dead bodies infected with Ebola is a risky job. You can't move quickly in a suit like these men are wearing. The gear needs to be covered and later disinfected, like everything else around here. The young woman lived in this tiny hut with just a bed, some cooking pots, some firewood. She lies on a mattress on the floor and is covered by clothes.
Now he's disinfecting the body. And it's my understanding that she's a baby mother and the child is just 3 months old. So I don't know if the family will still be refusing for them to take the baby too for treatment.
After disinfecting the body, the undertakers are preparing themselves to put the body into the body bag.
And this point is the risky part. So it's only advisable to touch the body one time, and that is by taking the body from the ground straight into the body bag. That's the only time the guys are going to get in contact with the body. The infection around this body, I would say, is 100%.
The burial team takes the body to a nearby village. The undertakers bury the body far into the bush. After more than 200 burials since the Ebola outbreak in their area, none of the team has gotten sick. But their job not only comes with a health risk, it's also an emotional strain. Out of respect for the dead woman and her family, they don't want me to film how they have to put the body into the ground. The men say they are not scared. They need to do it, because if they didn't, more of their people would get infected and die. Benno Müchler, VOA News, Margibi County, Liberia.
While staying in Liberia, a nationwide strike by nurses and medical assistants asking for more danger money to treat Ebola patients was largely averted today. So far, 95 Liberian health workers have died during this outbreak. And as Branwen Jeffries reports, an already fragile health system has been put under huge strain.
Thank you, Lord, for every star that is represented. Thank you, O God.
Each day they say a prayer. It's how these doctors and nurses in Liberia face the horrors ahead. Some have threatened to walk out. They've been paid little, seen their colleagues die. If they left, so might some patients.
Some of them are strong enough to run, so they will leave the units to go home because they have to eat. And then when they go back home, it means that they will infect their community members, so we'll see more infections on the street.
Many who enter here will not survive.
How are you? Thank God for life.
George is among the lucky few hoping to go home, a small glimmer of hope in a near-hopeless situation.
Let's get the latest from Sierra Leone, another country which is struggling to contain the Ebola outbreak. More than 900 people have died there, including health workers. And the virus has reached the capital, Freetown. Well, our correspondent there, Omaro Fofana, has just sent this update.
Here in Sierra Leone, the situation looks as gloomy as the weather does today. 5 months into the outbreak of Ebola here, 1/3 of all those who have died in the last 2 weeks alone. The epicenter has moved from the east of the country where it all started into the capital, Freetown, and its environs. This has drawn a lot of concern from residents of this densely populated city. There has been some international response, but largely in intent only. The government says it needs the boots to be on the ground now. Doctors and nurses have come in from Cuba, from China, and from Eastern Africa. But the United Nations says it needs 3,000 health workers to be able to deal with the situation. So far, less than a quarter of that number is on the ground.
Well, the Director General of the World Health Organization has called the Ebola outbreak in West Africa the most severe acute health emergency seen in modern